Okay, so here we go. Now it's time to create the bunting that's going to hang from the maypoles. I've rolled out some ivory fondant. I believe I've added some tylose to this. Again, I like how it makes it firmer and easier to handle without leaving dents and fingerprints in it. So I'm just cutting out a bunch of diamonds. I try to get it relatively thin as well, because I will be doubling it up as I fold it over the string. I probably could have got it thinner, but I was worried about it cracking as I folded it. So I'm stacking them to keep them pliable. Malleable? Is that a better word? Malleable? I don't even know. That's a butcher twine. You can just get that at your grocery store, or even ask your butcher probably. And we're going to prep our little buntings, our little flags. Just working on one at a time, keeping a saran wrap over them to keep them malleable. So we're just literally just going to fold this right in half. But as I fold it in half, I'm not pressing firm down on the seam. I kind of want to leave that little bubble lip so that the string can slide through it. I don't want to glue the flags in place. I want them to move around the string. I don't know. I'm a big fan of interactive items on the cake, so the fact that they can slide around is pretty cool, even though no one's really going to slide them around. Okay, so once I have them all folded, I just slide them over the string, sandwich them over the string, and now I'm going to glue them in place. Well, not glue them in place, but glue the two halves together. And you can see I'm not taking the water all the way up to the top, just kind of on the bottom 2/3. I want to keep that little pocket open. I just love how they can slide around. I think that is just so cute. I don't know why. Final one. There we go. I'm just using a veining tool to kind of define that little pocket area. I want to make sure it's nice and tight around the string, but yet still leaving a little gap. I'm just using a stitch wheel to emboss the flags so that they have an extra cuteness factor, because I'm all about the cute. This stitch wheel has two sizes. I'm using the larger size. That gives you more of like a long stitch. These were still quite malleable or pliable, soft. So I found trying to get the stitch lines in without warping it was really, really tough. If you want to wait like 15-20 minutes, let them set up a little bit, and then come back and do the stitch wheel, I found it to be a lot easier. That's what I did with the Easter banner. There we go. So that's going to be Happy Easter. But remember, it doesn't have to be just Easter. It could be Happy Birthday. So I'm going to cut out fonts, and I'm rolling out all my colors, and I'm testing my embossing mat because each side has its own style it leaves behind. So I'm just trying to figure out which side I like better. And I think it was the first side. Gives you kind of like a knit pattern, almost like a scarf or a knit sweater. So I'm going to emboss all these pieces of fondant. I don't like to roll over embossing mats because I find it tends to warp the pattern as you roll. So I just tend to firmly push down and use my smoother to kind of just push until I'm happy that, you know, and confident that the pattern's all over the fondant. Like so. So I'll do that with all my colors. I am using, I actually don't know what set this is. And because it's got the little push out thing, it left lines because my fondant was too thick, so I just ripped those out. You could always pop them back in, but I was like, I'm gonna rip them out because I like to have fat, chunky letters. It's just, again, cuteness factor. Tap it out. It's a little more work to get it out, but it'll still come out. And the firmer your fondant is, the easier the letters will pop out. If you find that they want to stick, come back in like 10-15 minutes and try again, and your fondant will have set up, and they should pop out no problem. So there we have Happy Easter. And now we're just going to start to apply it to our bunting. I kind of added a little bit of whimsical flair. I didn't want them straight, so I kind of made each letter a little bit crooked. Everything is just cute on this cake. There's nothing serious about it. So there we have happy. And now we're working on Easter. Remember, it could be happy birthday or happy retirement, but man, that would be a long bunting. Retirement's a long word. Happy Easter. I'm just going to allow them to dry further on the board. And pop that aside until we're ready to assemble our cake. And one final detail, I just wanted to go through the stitch lines with some pink petal dust. Just add a little bit of dimension. And there you have it, all dusted. Little celebration, woohoo, all done. All right, next we're gonna move on to the bunny. Stay tuned, guys, bye.